Welcome to the new video. Today we are implementing the circular queue using an array. So before discussing about the implementation of circular queue, I just want to remind you revise you the concept of a circular queue here. So here we have friend value and rear value. Friend equal to initially, before starting the program, initially the value of friend equal to -1 and rear equal to -1. So after the insertion of the first element, if the queue is empty, what we are doing is we are updating we are assigning the value of a friend and rear equal to 0 and insert a new element. And second case, the rear value is incremented by 1, and again I am inserting a new element 30. Then rear equal to 2. If I am trying to delete an element, the only element for deletion is 10, so friend equal to 1. And deleting an element, so 20 is a possible element for deletion, so friend equal to 2. Again I am inserting a new element 40, rear equal to 3. And again I am inserting the element 50 in the next available space, rear equal to 4. In this case again I am trying to insert an element. So here we have two empty spaces, but rear value equal to 4. What we have to do, we have to reassign the value of rear to 0 and insert a new element here. So this is a case that we are that we already discussed how the concepts work in a circular queue. And now I am going to write a program for this. So before writing the program, I just want to write an outline of the program, how the program is going to work. Or before writing a program, you should have a plan. So what you are going to write in the program, that it should be clear in your mind. Otherwise, you will be confused. And in the university examination, they will not ask directly write a program to execute this circular queue. Okay, so they will ask it in a different way. So whatever they are asking, don't worry about that. If you are practicing in a different, if you are practicing like this, then you can write any program what they are asking for university examination. Okay. In this case, what I am going to write is, I just want to write a step-by-step procedure for writing the program. What is our first stage before inserting an element? So I am going to write a program for insertion. So what's the first step for writing a program for insertion? Verify whether the queue is full or not. So that is the first step we have to write. So the condition that we already discussed, this is a case where verifying whether the circular queue is full or not, that we already discussed. Okay, so please refer the previous video before writing the program, so that it will be easy for you and you will be clear in the concepts. Okay, so first step is to verify whether the queue is full or not. If the queue is full, in the sense if the condition is true, then we will send an error message saying that no empty spaces. Okay, that is the first one. If the condition is false, then we are moving to the next stage. Okay, first condition is false, in the sense it may be partially filled or empty. So what we have to do, if it is an empty queue, in this case what we have to do is we have to increment the value of both the front and the rear and then insert a new element. So this is a special case. So we have to consider that one in the while writing the program. Verify if the queue is empty. If the queue is empty, increment both the front and rear and insert a new element. If this condition is also false, that means the first case is false, the second one also false, then we are moving to the next case. What's the next case? We are discussing all the special cases. Okay, so this is a special case. The queue is empty is a special case, not occur in all the time. Okay, these are special cases. Okay, and if the front value equal to 3 and rear value equal to 4, consider this is the case. For example, we have 40 in the third location, index value 3, and 50 in the fourth location. Okay, if this is the case, what we are going to do is we are going to insert a new element. The only possible space is because we reached the last position, then we have to move to the first position, that is in the 0th position. So we have to verify whether the value of array equal to maximum size of the array minus 1, because we are using only the maximum size of the array is 5. Sometimes if you are writing a program, your maximum size of the array is 10. So that may vary. That is why I used here as maximum size of the array minus 1. Okay. If real equal to maximum size of the array minus 1, then we are assigning the value of max to 0 and insert a new element. If all the two cases are false, then we are inserting the new element in a normal procedure. What's the procedure is increment the value of array by 1 and insert a new element. So that is the procedure for writing the program. So here this is the first condition to verify whether the circular queue is full or not. This is the condition to verify whether the circular queue is empty or not. Next we are writing a program very simple. If rear equal to maximum size of the array minus 1. So if all these cases are false, then we are directly increment the value. So increment the value of rear by 1 and inserting a new element. So these are the cases that we have to consider before writing the program. Now we are going to write the program. Okay. Last class we discussed about last Google Meet class. One of our student asked me a doubt about how to use this exit of 0 function. So exit of 0 function is a inbuilt function. So, instead of last class, actually what we did is I assigned the value of x equal to 1. I assigned the value of x equal to 1, and what I did is I am verifying whether the value of x equal to 1. If the condition is true, if the value of x equal to 1, then what is happening is this condition is true and all this program is executing continuously until the user press the value 4. What will happen if the user press the value 4 for exit? It goes to the exit case statement, exit case part 4, and we are assigning the value of x equal to 0, so it will automatically exit from the program. So this was a program that we discussed till now, or that we discussed in stack implementation of an array and queue implementation of an array. Instead of writing that program, in this program I am using a different concept like this. I am not assigning any value for x equal to 1. Instead of that, I assigned while of 1. While of 1 in the sense, while by default the value, the condition statement of while is true by default. I am assigning the value of while equal to 1. So what's the meaning of this is all the decision making statements will work like this. If it is a full if for a while or for whatever it may be. For example, I am verifying whether the value of x equal to 1. If this condition for x equal to 0, initially the value of x equal to value of x is assigned to 1. Okay, this is assigned. I assign the value of x equal to 1 and I am verifying the value of x equal to 1. We all know that the condition is true. So what happens if the condition is true? In the sense, this if statement passes a parameter to the compiler that the condition is true. If x equal to 1, the condition is true in the sense it is passing a parameter like this. It's passing a parameter as f of 1. So it's a parameter. This parameter is passing to the compiler and saying that the condition is true. And if this condition is false, if returns a value 0, so compiler understands that the condition is false. Likewise, while also working like this, if I am assigning the while of 1 here, what is the meaning of this is the while returns the value 1 to the compiler and saying that the condition is true. If the while value passing the parameter as 0, while it's like a function, it's sending a parameter to the compiler. It's an inbuilt, like an inbuilt function. Okay, it's passing a parameter 0 to the compiler saying that the condition is false. So I am utilizing that facility in this program. So what I did is, by default, I am assigning the value of 1 as a parameter of while. What's the meaning of that is, by default, this program is true. That the condition is, by default, the condition is true because I assigned it as 1. I am telling to the compiler that the condition is true without verifying any condition. So it executes all the inner statements inside the while continuously, indefinitely. So what will happen once the user presses the option 4, it calls the function exit of 0. So a property of this is exit of 0 pass a parameter 0 to the while loop. So this 1 will be replaced by the 0 with the help of a exit function. So exit function send the 0 to while. So the program will take the value 0 instead of 1 to the compiler and saying that the condition is false. So this is a concept. To work this one perfectly, we have to add a header file stdlib.h. Otherwise it will return error. Some of the compiler returns error, some of the compiler shows a warning. Okay, whatever it may be, we have to add the standard header file stdlib, standard library header file stdlib.h, so that the compiler can easily understand that this program is using a function exit of 0, and exit of 0 is an inbuilt function. The compiler will prepare accordingly. So this is a concept. All the remaining cases are same, so I am not going to discuss about all the remaining part of the program because that we already discussed. The new one is while of 1. Okay. Now we are executing the program. We have 4 cases, 1 for enqueue, 2 for dequeue, 3 for display, and 4 for exit. So I am just verifying whether the program is working perfectly. I inserted the 1 and I ended 1 and it shows enqueue operation. Okay, 1 is working perfectly. 2 again dequeue operation. 3 display, and 4 exit. So the main program is working perfectly. Now I am going to write the second part of the program, that is enqueue. ENQUE. Okay. What we have to do is we have to declare. So this is a continuous process. Once you are writing a program definition for a function, okay, this is a definition part. Okay, now I am writing a definition part of the program. So in this definition, before writing the definition part of the program, you have to verify whether it is declared. Okay, now I declared void enqueue void. That means this function is not returning any value, and this is not going to pass any parameter. Okay, so it is declared. Now I am going to verify whether the function is called from the main program. Okay, I also mentioned that in the main program. Now I am going to verify if the first condition is verify whether the queue is full or not. So we had we discussed that this is the conditions that we have to verify. If friend equal to 0 and rear equal to maximum size of the array -1. So I am writing that one here. If friend equal to 0 and rear equal to maximum size of the array -1. Okay, one more case we have. So, or what is the next case? If rear equal to friend -1, rear equal to friend -1. If both the cases are true, then we are saying that queue is full. Now empty space to insert an element. So this is an error message, printf queue is queue overflow, whatever it may be that you can write here. Okay, if the condition is false, then we have 2 more cases to verify. What are those 2 more cases? So we discussed this one, we implemented this one, so that is over. error message also we completed. That's also over. Next, verify if the queue is empty. So we are going to write a program for that. If friend equal to minus 1. What's the meaning of that? Verify whether the queue is empty. If the queue is empty, we are writing the program for an empty queue. Okay. So what's the program? What's the next step? Verify the queue is empty. Okay. If that also completed. If the condition is true, then increment both the front and rear and insert a new element. Okay. Now I am incrementing value of front and rear equal to front equal to 0. I am directly assigning the value of front and rear to 0 because we don't have any other option. We are directly inserting the incrementing the value of instead of incrementing, I am just assigning the value of a front and rear equal to 0 and insert a new element. A of rear equal to element. So we didn't collect the element for the program. So if this condition is false, what's the meaning of that? If the condition is false, in the sense the queue may be partially filled or empty. Whatever it may be, we can insert an element. But that's the meaning of that. If this condition is false, we can ensure that anyhow we can insert a new element in the queue. So here I am writing a program to collect the element from the user. Printf enter the element. Enter the element. Okay. Scanf. It's a integer value that we are going to collect. So control string is %d, then ampersand ELE. Okay, that part also completed. But ELE is a variable that has to be declared inside the program. So in the declaration part, I am declaring int ELE. So that also completed. So this is a procedure you are going to write a program. That means after using each and every variable, you are going to declare. So this is a normal procedure. Okay, next. Okay. If front equal to minus 1, what we did is increment the value of front and rear to 0 and a of rear equal to element. So that part also completed. Okay, that one also completed. What is the next step? If this condition if this condition is false, next verify if that condition is false, then what is the next case? Next case is to verify the value of rear equal to maximum size of the array minus 1. So if rear equal to maximum size of the array minus 1. If the condition is true, what we have to do? Okay, verified. That part also completed. So I completed that one. What's the next step? Assign the value of rear to 0 and insert a new element. So I am assigning the value of rear equal to 0 and a of rear equal to element. That part also completed. If this case also false, then it's a normal case of insertion. What is that? Rear equal to rear plus plus. We are incrementing the value of a rear, then a of rear equal to element. Okay. So we completed the entire program as per the plan. So we completed all the part of the program. Now I am verifying the program one by one. Warning, return type default to int. Okay, enqueue. So void. Because I mentioned in the program that this program is not going to return any value, but I In the definition part, I mentioned it as instead of void, I removed the void part. So what happened is, by default, it's expecting a value. So that is the meaning of that error. Okay, I missed a bracket. Okay, I missed a bracket here. That is why it's showing an error like this. Okay, now it's cleared. What I did is, instead of mentioning this bracket, I try to run the program, because these are the cases, no? So this is the first case, this is the second case, and the first case and second case is connected with a logical operator OR. So for that also we need a bracket. Okay, that's also completed. Now the program is not showing any error, so I am going to run the program right now. One NQ operation, enter the element, inside the element 10. Okay, that is working. Okay, now to verify whether the program is working correctly, I just want to write a program for display also, so that I can ensure that the program is working correctly. Okay, one by one. So before writing the program for deletion, I just want to write the program for display. Display of. Okay. So display of is a user-defined function. So what we have to do is to declare that user-defined function as well as call that user-defined function. So I declared. So declaration part is over. Again, I am using a void here. Okay, and declaration part is over. In this case, before writing the program for display, you have to write what are the steps you have to do that. The first step is to verify the queue is empty or not. If the queue is empty, then what you are going to display. So first step is an error. If the queue is empty, what you have to do is to display an error message. The first step is to verify whether the queue is empty or not. So that is the first step. If the queue is not empty, then display the value. Okay, display the value from front to rear. Display the elements from front to rear. Okay, display the elements from front to rear. So here verify the queue is empty or not. So that is the procedure. If some element is there, then only we can display. Otherwise, what we are going to display? It's an error. So we have to mention the condition for that. If rear equal to, sorry, front equal to -1, front equal to -1. If this condition is true, then we can send an error message saying that no element to display. So printf no element to display, whatever it may be that you can write. It's a message. Okay, if this condition is false, so else. If this condition is false, then we are writing the program for displaying the element. In this case, it's not a normal queue, it's a circular queue. So circular queue, in the sense, I already discussed that the circular queue, sometimes it may be it may in a linear form. It may shows the property of a linear queue. Otherwise, it shows the property of a circular queue. So we have to identify what's the status of the queue right now. Right now, what is the status of the queue? How will we verify? If the, so that is that part we have to write here. Okay, before writing the program, you have to write that one also. So now we verified this one. Next one, if verify the status of Q. Linear form or a circular form? Linear or circular form. If it is in the linear form, write a program accordingly. Write a program to display element in the linear queue. Write a program to display element in linear queue. If it is in the circular form, write the program for a display element in the circular form. So these are the two cases. So how will we verify whether the queue is in a circular or a linear? So if it is in a linear form, we can ensure that the friend value will be less than rear. Now the queue is in the linear form. So if the friend is less than rear, then we can ensure that the queue is in the linear form. If, for example, in this case, if I am inserting a new element, okay. So what we are doing is we are updating the value of a rear equal to 0 and inserting a new element. Right now, queue is in the circular form. Well, just verify, just compare the value of a friend and rear. Rear equal to 0 and friend equal to 3. Now the rear value is less than friend value. Now we can verify that the queue is in the circular form. So if friend is less than rear, then we can say that linear form. If friend is greater than rear, it's in the circular form. So we have to write a program for that. If friend equal to friend is less than rear, if friend is less than rear, we can say that we can write the program for displaying element in a linear queue. How will we do that? That is a normal case, a normal program that you already completed. For I equal to friend, I less than rear, less than or equal to rear. That is a normal case of the program. Then I plus plus. Okay. If this condition is true, condition in the sense if the value is properly assigned, then you can print the element one by one. Print of A of I. Okay. You can write it like this: /n %d A of I. So it will print the elements one by one if it is in the linear queue. If it is in the circular queue, then if it is in the circular queue, if the condition is false, then we can write the program for a displaying element in the circular queue. How will we display the element? First you have to display the element from front to the maximum size of the array -1. So 2 loops we need. For I equal to friend colon I less than maximum size of the array colon I plus plus. So we will print the value from friend to the maximum size of the array After that, we write another loop for this one. After that, for I equal to 0, then if it is in the circular form, then we start from 0 to real, less than or equal to real, and then we will print the value. So this is the way that we are displaying the elements in a circular queue. Hope you understand all these cases. Okay. Now I am going to run the program one by one. An error is there. Oh, I is not declared. Okay. So it's in the display part. I am declaring the value of I int I. Okay, the first case 1. Enter the element 10. Okay, again I am setting an element 20. Okay, now I am verifying the elements one by one. Okay, 2 elements are displaying, so properly working. Now I want to verify whether queue is working perfectly for the circular form also. So I am inserting a new element 30 to verify whether the program working for a circular queue also. You have to write a program for a delete, because once you deleted the element, then only you can insert it in the circular form. So write a program for deletion also. So dequeue. It is not going to return any value, so void, and that void program, that dequeue also I am compiling. So function calling is also working, and this one, the declaration part also I completed. So in the dequeue part, what's the first step? Verify. Again, we are writing the outline for that. So we completed all these cases. For display. Then the next case I am discussing here is to for deletion. First step is to verify whether the queue is empty. If the queue is empty, send an error message. Error message we will send. If this condition is false, then what we are going to verify. What are the special cases that we have? So in this case, consider I am going to delete an element. Okay, so the only element for deletion is 40. So after the deletion of 40, friend is incremented by 1, it's 4. Again I am going to delete an element. In this case, friend value equal to 4. After the deletion of this one, that means 50, friend has to be updated to 0. Then only the program will work perfectly. So this is a property of a circular queue. So this is the second case. Verify the value of friend equal to maximum size of the array minus 1. If friend equal to maximum size of the array minus 1, then we can change the value of a friend to 0. We are assigning the value of a friend to 0 and delete the elements. So this is the second case. If this case also falls, then write the program for a normal case of deletion. What we will do? Friend plus plus and delete the element. So these are the cases. So first step is to verify whether the queue is empty. If the queue is empty, then no element is available to display, to delete. Okay, this is a deletion program, so delete. If the condition is false, then what we have to verify is to check whether if friend equal to maximum size of the array, friend equal to maximum size of the array minus 1. If the condition is true, then what we are doing is display the value for deletion, printf print of the deleted element is the deleted element is percentage %d a of friend. A of friend. Okay. After that, we are assigning the value of friend to 0. Okay. If this condition also falls, it's a normal case of deletion. What we will do? Increment the value of a friend by 1. Before doing that, we have to display the value for deletion and increment the value of a friend by 1. So these are the cases. So verify friend equal to maximum size of the array minus 1. If the condition is true, friend equal to 0, that also we completed. If the condition is false, it's not equal to maximum size of the array minus 1, then what we did is, it's a normal case of deletion. Friend is incremented by 1. One more case is there. If we have only one element, that means now we are going to delete the element. What is the meaning of that? We have only one element to delete. So after the deletion of this one element, what we have to do? We have to make it as empty. So that also, that we have, it's a special case. That also we have to write. Verify the queue is having only one element. Queue is having only one element. If this condition is true, then do the program for that one also. So I missed that one here. So I am writing after this one, after this else, I am writing a program for verifying queue is having only one element. If how will we verify that? We already discussed, so I am not repeating the same here. If rear equal to friend, if both the value is representing a same index value of an array, what's the meaning is printf we are going to sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, I updated in the display part of the program. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is the display part of the program. Okay, just a minute. Okay, here what I did is friend equal to verify if friend equal to rear or rear equal to friend. If this condition is true, we can ensure that we have only one element. If we have only one element, display that element we are going to delete, and after that we are assigning the value of friend equal to rear equal to -1. Okay, and if this condition also falls, then we are deleting the element and incrementing the normal case of deletion, incrementing the value of deletion. Okay, let me check whether the program is working correctly. Okay, now 1 for insertion 10, 2 for okay, DQ deleted element is 10. Okay, again I am trying to delete, should display that okay, no element is available to delete. Okay, that is also working perfectly. Again I am inserting the element, enter the element 10. Okay, again 1 element 20, again 1 element 30, again 1 element 40, again 1 element 50. We have 5 empty spaces, and we filled almost all the empty spaces. Again I am trying to insert a new element. Okay, queue overflow. Now I am going to delete the element. So option 2, 10 is going to get deleted. Displaying the element 3. So display shows okay, it's also working correctly. Again I am inserting the element. Okay, enter the element. That is the property of a circular queue. If we have an empty space, then there is a provision for inserting a new element 60. Okay, again I am display the element. So okay, now the program is working perfectly. 20 from front to rear, that is a property. So front represents the value 20, then rear represents the value 60. So hope you understand the program well, and if you have any doubt, try to call me. Try to write the program by yourself. First understand the concepts and try to complete the program by yourself, so that any program, whatever it may be, that will be easy for you to write. Okay, thank you.